subject of review today. Proceed to our consent. Call the roll on the project subject to reading.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Members of the BAC, DPWH members, BAC secretariats. We have 7 projects to be reviewed today, namely 26 JC0003 Rehabilitation Paved Road, Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road, to K1847 plus minus 574 to K1847 plus 003. K1847 plus 717 to K1847 plus 812, K8147 plus 9675 to K1848 plus 74, K1849 plus 476 to K1850 plus 188, 26 JC004 Reconstruction to complete pavement, Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road, S010 57 and N, K1890 plus 377 to K1890 plus 272, 26 JC0017, construction of drainage structure along road, Dipolog-Oroquieta National Road, K1841 plus 733 to K1842 plus 000, 26 JC0037, construction of concrete road, NRG Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road, to junction the National G5 in support of the agri-business, rubber and cocoa, Occidental Zamboanga del Norte, Santa 21, Station 21 plus 350 to Station 21 plus 480. 26 JC0054, construction of multi-purpose building, construction completion of multi-purpose building, covered court, Diongan National High School, school ID 303731, Barangay Diongan, Siayan, Zamboanga del Norte. For 26 JC0055, construction of multi-purpose building, construction completion of multi-purpose building, covered court, Dipaka National High School, school ID 314123, City of Limacan, Barangay Dipakan, Press Manuel Rojas, Zamboanga del Norte. 36 JC0057, construction of multi-purpose building, construction completion of multi-purpose building, covered court, Manglilay National High School, school ID 303733, Barangay Manglilay, Siayan, Zamboanga del Norte. Before we proceed, please be acknowledged as I call your name. Start with our BAC Chairman, Engineer Almar C. Acevedo. With our BAC Vice Chairperson, Engineer Tereseta Liena. With our BAC members, Engineer Janice Stormes. Present. Engineer Cristilo Escania. Present. With BAC Provisional Member, Engineer J. B. Bangara. With our BAC individual members, headed by BAC individual members, Engineer Jane T. Canoy, Ms. Rochelle B. Garzola, present, and headed by our Engineer Marites Libama, present. And to our secretariats, headed by Engineer Ronel P. Bacani,
Present.
Mr. Chair, the present members constitute quorum. You may now start our private conference.
Here, consent. Since all member present, constitutes quorum. This forum is now called to order. We're calling representative, Engineer Alfine.
Okay, good morning everyone. To our BAC Chairperson, Sir Almar Acevedo, members of the BAC, CWG, and Secretariat, welcome to our private conference for this morning, June 18, 2026. So these are the agendas on hand: basic contract data and budget details, eligibility requirements, technical component envelope, financial component envelope, format sealing and marking of bids, and then standard bidding procedures for procurement of infrastructure projects. So let's start with the basic contract data and project details. So these are the projects which we are discussing for the preview today. 26 JC003, 26JC004 and 26JC007 with their corresponding project names, location, ABC, and duration as shown on the screen. We also have 26JC0037, 26JC0054, and lastly, 26JC0055 and 26JC0057. Okay, so for the project details, this is for 26JC003, Rehabilitation of Paved Road, Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road, with the corresponding stations, and then located at Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte. The project length is 1.671 kilometers or equivalent to 3.342 lane kilometers. So this is the location of this project. So it is composed of 3 segments or 3 sections. For the typical road section, this is the typical road section. It involves the removal of the existing concrete and replacing it with a 280 mm thickness RCPC item 3111E1, and then the width is minimum of 3.35. For the next project, 26JC004, this is a reconstruction of concrete pavement, Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road at 1893-07 to 1890-1072, located at Barangay Zamboanga del Norte. This is the location of the contract. Only one section or one segment. Total length of the project is 0.765 or equivalent to 1.53 lane kilometers. As for the typical road section, this is the typical road section. So we'll be removing the existing concrete and replacing it with item 3111E1, Portland cement concrete pavement with a thickness of 280 mm. And then the width has a minimum of 3.35 meters. This project also involves the following items. No? Reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings and installation of solar LED roadway lightings, 10 meters in length of each pole. For the next project, 26JC0017, this is construction of drainage structures along road, Dipolog-Oroquieta National Road, 1841-733 through 1842, located at Barangay Ulingan, Zamboanga del Norte, Dipolog-Zamboanga del Norte. So this is the location of the project. So it is composed of only one segment, and then the total length as to QW is 352 linear meters. So this is the typical road section. So it involves construction of 1.5 meters shoulder under item 3111C1, Portland cement concrete pavement and reinforced 230 mm in thickness. And then construction of reinforced concrete canal, drainage canal at both sides. And also, there's also a specific portion where the canal is only at the right side. Just refer to the posted plan for the exact details. For the next project, 26JC0037, construction of concrete road, National Road Junction, Dipolog-Sindangan-Liloy Road to Junction Dinasan Lipay in support of the agribusiness, rubber and coke, Hospital Man, Zamboanga del Norte. So specific station is at station 21 plus 350 to 21,480, located specifically at Barangay Lipay, Sidanman, Zamboanga del Norte. So this is the location of the contract. So the total length is 0.130 kilometers or equivalent to 0.260 lane kilometers. This project also involves installation of metal guardrails. Let's refer to the plan to the exact stationing or schedule of the metal beam guardrails. And this is the typical road section. It is composed of construction of two-lane road uh, under 311.1E1. This is a Portland cement concrete pavement with 280 mm in thickness, and then the width is 3.35. It also includes construction of shoulder, 1.5 meters. For the shoulder, we will be using item 301, cable surface course, 150 mm in thickness. There is also installations or construction of line canal, and then riprap slope protection structures. For the next project, we have 26JC0054. This is construction of a multi-purpose building, covered court at Diongan National High School, Barangay Diongan, Siayan, Zamboanga del Norte. So this is the perspective. This is the exact location of the project. And then this is the floor plan. This is 20 by 10 meters. So the stage is not included in this particular project. And then for ID 55, which is the same construction of multi-purpose building completion, covered court at Lipacan National High School, Sitio Gumikan, Barangay Lipacan, at President Manuel A. Rojas of Zamboanga del Norte. So again, this is the perspective. This is the location plan of the particular structure to be constructed. And this is the floor plan of this structure. Okay, this is the same 10 by 20 meters covered court or multi-purpose building. Again, the stage portion is not included in this particular contour because this is already a completion. For ID 57, construction of multi-purpose building. This is also completion at Mangilay National High School, Barangay Mangilay, Siayan, Zamboanga del Norte. Again, this is the perspective, the location map, and site development plan of this particular building to be constructed. And the same dimension, 20 by 10, and the stage portion is not included. So those are the basic contract data of these 7 projects. Now let's go to the eligibility requirements. So the contractor who wish to participate in this particular bidding are encouraged to enroll in the CWA, since in the eligibility checking, we will be using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process, or the CPEP. So although this is not a prerequisite for the submission of bids, but we are encouraging you to submit your documents at the central office for creating your profile or updating your profile in the CWA. If you wish to update or enroll in this particular system, you may do so by accomplishing the CCASI, Conductor's Confidential Application Statement for Inclusion, and include also the required documents in the list of annexes. And then you will submit that at the procurement service from working weekdays, 7 to 4 p.m. Okay. So for the pickup license, these are the required pickup license for all the 7 projects as shown on the screen. All except ID3 requires small b. Okay. And then for ID3, 4, 7, and 37, the classification is General Engineering, GE1 Road, and for 54, 55, 7, General Building. Okay. For the technical component envelope, these are the documents to be submitted by the bidder. Number one is a valid and updated PhilJIP registration certificate. Now, make sure your PhilJIP is not suspended due to expiration of any required documents in your PhilJIPs. For joint venture, each partner of the joint venture shall submit their respective PhilJIPs registration certificate. Pickup license is also required for cases of joint ventures. Another document is your statement of bidders is LCC, which are similar to the procurement project within 10 years. So we have prescribed form here as shown on the right side, and these are the supporting documents as required, no? As shown on screen also. So these are the two criteria to be considered a project to be similar. We have the cost criteria and then the similarity criteria. If a contractor is a small a and small b without similar experience, they are allowed to bid for as long as the cost of that project or the ABC of that project is not more than their ARCC or allowable range of contract cost. Now, for these particular projects, these are the major and similar categories of work. For ID3, this is under the major category of work is road rehabilitation PCCP, and as shown on screen is the similar category of work. For ID4 and 37, the major category of work is roads construction PCCP. For ID17, this is roads construction drainage. Example is the reinforced concrete pipe culvert and reinforced box culvert. Okay. For ID 54, 55, and 57, the major category of work is building construction without piles, low-rise concrete frame, 1 to 5 stories. And these are the similar categories of work. Okay. Next project to be, or next document to be submitted by the bidder is their statement of bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts. We have a standard form as shown on the right side, and then we have the required supporting documents as shown on screen. Make sure that you disclose all your ongoing government and private contracts. If the technical working group or if the BAC discovers that you did not disclose all your ongoing government or private contracts during post-qualification, then automatically you are post-disqualified. Next document to be submitted by the bidder is your computation of your NFCC. So no particular form, but the computation or the formula for your NFCC is current assets minus current liabilities, the value of which can be found in your submitted PhilJIP registration certificate and audited financial statements, times 15 minus the value of all outstanding or uncompleted portions of the projects under ongoing contracts, including awarded contracts yet to be started coinciding with the contract to be bid. So the value of which is equal to the value in your statement of bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts. Now, in order for you to be eligible to bid, your computed NFCC must be equal to the ABC for that particular project. During eligibility checking, we will be using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process to check your eligibility or your NFCC. However, the result of which will be subject to further post-confirmation. Number 6 document to be submitted by the bidder is their valid and signed joint venture agreement. This is only applicable for joint ventures. And then we have the 7th document to be submitted by the bidder, an original copy of your bid security. So we have different forms of bid security. Number 1 is the bid security declaration, or any of the following bid security is also acceptable as shown on screen. For as long as the value is not less than the required amount, depending on the type or form of the bid security as shown on screen. Another document to be submitted by the bidder is the organizational chart. This falls under project requirements. So we have the standard form as shown on screen. So make sure that in the organizational chart, you indicate the names of the key personnel as required in the bid data sheet clause 12.1 H2 and special condition of the contract clause 6.5. Another document to be submitted is the list of contractors' key personnel. We have a required or prescribed form as shown on the right side. So the list of personnel required in bid data sheet clause 12.1 H2 should be reflected in this particular form in the list of contractors' key personnel. Together with this form are the supporting documents as shown on screen. So these are the required key personnel for these 7 projects. So we require 1 project manager, 1 project engineer, and 1 materials engineer. And you can also see in the screen the required minimum years of similar experience and minimum years of total experience and their qualification data. Take note that for PE, we require at least DPWH accredited professional project engineer or project engineer 1, and for ME, we require DPWH accredited materials engineer 1 at least. And then additional key personnel required in these 7 contracts is a safety officer, which shall be a duly accredited safety officer, and 1 foreman. Required 3 years of minimum similar experience and 5 years of total experience. So take that also in your pledge personnel. It should not go beyond the limits as stated in DO 169 series of 2095 for project engineers and DO 98 series of 2016 for materials engineer. Now, a copy of copy of the PRC license and certificate of accreditation must be submitted also for project engineers and materials engineers. For safety officer, their certificate of training must also be submitted. Pursuant to item 6 of Department Order number 9, 6 of 2012, if a key personnel is an employee of the bidder and working on another project at the time of bidding, the bidder shall submit a certification that the personnel will be pulled out from the ongoing project once the bidder is awarded the contract, and he or she will be replaced with another person with equal or better qualifications as certified by the head of the office. You can also pledge a key personnel, which is not an employee, provided that you submit a certification that he or she will work for the bidder if it is awarded the contract under bidding. Take note that no personnel should be assigned to more than 1 key position. Another document is the list of contractors' major construction or material testing equipment. So we have 3 categories. Oo, ang nag-process na. For approval. Ay nag-process pa may sa nagtagad sa mga requirements sa inyo nagtagad sa So again, our pledge equipment is categorized into 3: own, leased, or under purchase agreements. So depending on the category to which the equipment falls, you also be submitting the required supporting documents. So as shown on screen also. For own, you will be submitting sales invoices, deed of sale, certificate of ownership, and our registration certificate from LTO. For lease equipment, you will only be submitting certification from the lessor that the equipment unit will be available for the contract once awarded. The same also with under purchase agreements, certification from the vendor that the equipment unit shall be available for the contract once awarded. Now for minimum material testing equipment, just refer to DO 11 series of 2017. So it is categorized into 3 for small, medium, and large contractors. Unlike the major construction equipment, for the minimum material testing equipment, it is a per contractor basis, meaning you can pledge it to multiple contracts. Take note also that Department Order number 253 series of 2003 requires that concrete and asphalt mixes shall be only produced by duly accredited plants. So meaning, if the project requires a batching plant, the bidder must also submit a certificate of accreditation for that particular batching plant. These are the minimum major construction equipment required for these 7 contracts. For ID3, these are the minimum equipment, major equipment required as shown on screen. This is also for under ID number 3. For ID number 4, these are the required minimum testing equipment. ID 4 also. For ID 17, as shown on screen. ID 17. For ID 37. And then for IDs 54, 55, and 57, we only require 2 major construction equipment, a backhoe with breaker and a dump truck. Now, another document under project requirement is your omnibus sworn statement. So we also have a particular form for this. And then you will be also submitting additional document for corporation, partnership, or cooperative, a duly notarized secretary certificate, or for joint venture, original special power of attorney of all the members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to the officer to sign the OS and do acts to represent the bidder. And we also have another requirement. This is new, latest general information sheet, which should be duly filed and stamped received by the SEC. It must also show the beneficial ownership information, or BOI. This is only applicable for corporations, partnership, private sector organizations, foundations, and associations. And lastly, we require certification from ISO, or ISO certification 9001-2015 for contractors with pickup license size range of medium A, medium B, large A, and large B. Now, next to be discussed is the financial component envelope. So these are the documents to be submitted by the bidder. We only require 4 documents. Number 1 is the original and duly signed accomplished financial bid form. Make sure that each and every page of that particular document is signed by the person signing the bid. If the discount offered is handwritten and the rest of the document is printed, then make sure that it is also signed by the person signing the bid. Another document is the duly signed and accomplished bid prices in the bill of quantities. So take note that our BOQ is composed of 2. We have the BOQ itself, and then the second one is the bid price summary. Again, same with the bid form, each and every page must be signed by the bidder signing the bid, or by the person signing the bid. Another document is a detailed estimate in no particular form, but you must include a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with your bid. And also, take note that in your estimate, you must already include the cost of all taxes. And lastly, we have the cash flow by quarter. Use the prescribed form as shown in the right side. It must be based on the duration of the procurement project, meaning the start date and the end date must coincide with that particular program. For the format sealing, marking bids, so we require that the bidder shall submit 2 separate bid envelope. The first one shall contain the technical component, and then the second shall contain the financial component envelope. Forms as mentioned in ITB Clause 17.1 must be completed without any alterations to their format. No substitute form shall be accepted. Each and every page of the bid form, including the bill of quantities, shall be signed by the duly authorized representative. Failure to do so means a rejection of your bid. Any alterations erase technical component. Same also with the financial component, mark financial component. And it will be again sealed in one outer envelope marked bid. The bid shall be typewritten in ink and shall be signed by the bidder or duly authorized representative. The bids shall be received by the BAC on the date, time, and place specified in the invitation to bid paragraph. Bids submitted after the deadline shall not be accepted by the BAC. All envelopes shall contain the following information: the name of the contact to be bid in capital letters, bear the name and address of the bidder in capital letters, address of the procuring entities BAC in accordance with ITB Clause 18.1, and bear the specific identification of this bidding process as indicated in ITB Clause 1.1, and bear a warning, do not open before the date and time for the opening of bids in accordance with ITB Clause 19. For manually submitted envelopes that are not properly sealed or marked, it would be accepted provided that the duly authorized representative acknowledges the condition of the bid as submitted. If it is unsealed or unmarked, it will not be accepted. It will be automatically rejected. The BAC shall assume no responsibility for misplaced or lost contents of the improperly sealed or marked bid for its premature opening. Aside from the original copy, the bidder is also required to submit additional 2 copies of the technical and financial components of its bid. So for the standard bidding procedures, for procurement of infrastructure projects, these are the procedures. No? Number one is this is after the submission of bid. In the first one is the preliminary examination of bids. We will be opening your first envelope. We will be comparing it with a checklist. The back shall check the presence or absence of the submitted documents against a checklist, and we will be using a non-discretionary pass or fail criteria. After opening the first bid envelope, we will also be checking your eligibility. Only bidders whose first envelope rated pass and whose eligibility complies are will be open their second envelope. Okay. Bids with missing or complete or patently insufficient and or total bid price exceeding the ABC will be rated failed for the second envelope. So after opening the second envelope, it will be ranked, and then only those who passes the second envelope will be considered in the evaluation. So during the detailed evaluation of bids, we will be checking for the completeness of your bid. Partial bid is not allowed. Thus, if you are not providing the required information or price of a particular item in the bill of quantities, then it means that you are non-responsive and you are automatically disqualified. Where the required item is provided but no price is indicated, it also means non-responsive. But if you specify zero or dash, it is accepted, but provided that it means that you are offering it free to the government of the Philippines. You also be checking for the arithmetical calculation. You will be checking for computational errors, and after the checking for your computational errors, it will be ranked again. And then if after after the back or the TW check for computational errors and found out that your ABC is that your bid price is more than the ABC, then you are automatically disqualified. Take note that there is no lower limit. Now, in cases of discrepancies, this shall prevail. No, for bid price in figures, which is inwards will prevail. For total price per item versus the unit price for the item and quantity of that item. So the unit price for the items times the quantity of that item shall prevail. For stated total price versus the actual sum of prices of component items, so the actual sum of prices of component items will prevail. For unit cost in the detailed estimate versus the unit cost in the bill of quantities, the unit cost in the bill of quantities shall prevail. For copies versus the original shall prevail. So the bidder with the LCB or the lowest qualitative bid shall undergo post-qualification. Okay. So under post-qualification, we will be determining your if you are complying and responsive to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. So we will verify, validate, and ascertain the veracity and authenticity and validity of all Class A eligibility documents as reflected in your field trips. You are also required to submit within 5 calendar days of the receipt or the notice of the back the following documents as shown in the screen. No? The registration certificate, mayor's permit, tax clearance, pick-up license, audited financial statement, and latest income and business tax returns. So these are the criteria that we'll be considering during the post-qualification, the legal requirements, technical requirements, and then the financial requirements. Okay. For legal requirements, we will verify all the licenses, certificates, permits, and agreements submitted by the bidder. And we will also verify if you are not included in any blacklist. For the technical requirements, we will verify and validate the stated competence and experience. We will also be verifying the competence and experience of the bidder's key personnel to be assigned in the project. We will also be verifying the availability and commitment of all the required equipments, major construction equipment, and material testing equipment. And we will be also checking your performance if the following are present, no, or if the bidder has deficiencies, the following deficiencies due to their fault, the negative 15 slippage, one project or two projects more than negative 10, failure to commence repair works on ongoing contracts within 7 calendar days and to complete them within 30 calendar days after the receipt of the procurement notice of defects and deficiencies, failure of the contractor to commence repair works on contracts with pending certificate of acceptance within 30 calendar days and complete them within 90 calendar days after the receipt of the procurement notice of defects and failures, standard quality of work as per contract plan specification or unsatisfactory performance of the contract obligation as per contract terms and conditions at the time of inspection, and uh, with these deficiencies, so if the following deficiencies is present, no, even if one of the deficiencies is only present, and automatically the bidder is disqualified. We will also be asserting we will be also be asserting your the authenticity of the bid security that you had submitted. For the financial requirements, we'll also verify, validate, and ascertain the bid price proposal of the bidder and also your computed in FCC if it is not less than the ABC. If the BAC determines that the bidder with the lowest calculated bid passes all the criteria for cost qualification, then the BAC will declare the said bidder as the lowest calculated responsive bidder, and we will be recommending to hope for the award of the contract. If the LCB fails the criteria for post qualification, then we will notify the bidder in writing of its post qualifications and the grounds of it. And then immediately we will notify the second lowest bidder, and we will initiate and complete the same post qualification process. And if the second bidder passes for the post qualification, then we will recommend for the award for that particular project. If the second bidder fails, the procedure will again be repeated until the next lowest calculated bid will be determined. If it cannot be determined, then the project will be declared failure of bidding. After the BAC determines the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB, they shall recommend to the hope for the award of the contract to the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB. In the case of approval of the hope, in case of the approval, the hope shall immediately issue the notice of award to the bidder with the LCRB or SCRB. After you receiving the NOA, the winning bidder is then required to submit the following documents as shown on the screen. Aside from that, the winning bidder is also required to post the required performance security and to sign the contract. So all these steps must be done within 10 calendar days after the receipt of the notice of award. If the bidder fails to meet these conditions, they will be subject for disqualification and their bid security will be forfeited. If the contract agreement is signed and approved, then within 7 calendar days, the procuring entity will issue a notice to proceed. The date of receipt of the successful bidder of the notice to proceed shall be the date and effectivity of the contract and the start date of the project. So those are the complete procedure from opening of the first envelope to the award and issuance of the NTP. These are the links if you want to visit the websites or scan or you want to see the posted invitation to bid and bidding documents. Just log in or visit the following website. If you want to download the prescribed bidding forms, just scan the QR code as shown on screen or visit this website. HTTPS tiny URL Civil Works Forms. For downloading the bidding documents, the plans, ABC, and BOQ, just refer to the links as shown on screen for ID 3, 4, and 17, for IDs 37, 54, and 55, and lastly for ID 57. So that's all, Mr. Chair.
Several matters relating to use of shielding. Then,
Announcement na pinig.
for question again, Comsec, all this, storage is usually for the,
Mr. Chair, for this contract ID number 26JC003, 26JC004, 26JC0017, 26JC0037, 26JC0054, 26JC0055, and 26JC0057. The opening of bids will be on June 30, 2026 at 10 a.m. in the bank office. That's all, Mr. Chair.
okay, Comsec. Any other concern? Hearing none, new order for adjournment.
Mr. Chair, I move to close to this meeting. Second.
Candid, please. Proceed,
No, we don't.
Open na